What's going on, gamers? Chongo here, and today I've got a gameplay commentary for you guys. The gameplay is of Black Ops 2 on the PC, so enjoy that. And today's commentary topic is what everyone seems to have been talking about over the last day, and that is the paid subscription eventually coming into YouTube. So anyway, let's get into it. So first I'll just explain what is actually happening, then I'll give you my thoughts on it pretty much. So first off, there's a source that basically indicates YouTube is going to add some pay subscriptions for certain channels. Now originally I think they're only going to do it with a few. I think I heard a number 25 being trucked around quite a bit, and I think the subscription amount was between $1 and $5. Now, immediately people, as soon as they heard paid subscription on YouTube, they seem to think that that means that you'll have to pay to watch your favorite YouTubers. However, for the most part, this doesn't really indicate that. It seems to me that they're more trying to introduce this to channels that basically have high production costs. So, for example, me making this commentary now, my production costs are quite low, and that's why, obviously, if this feature was ever implemented, I don't think it would ever come to me, and I wouldn't choose to do that because, obviously, I don't think I deserve that much money a month from people, especially since I'm not, using all this money or spending or paying a team to do anything. It's all just me. So, as I said before, I don't think this will come to individual channels or channels that obviously don't have high production costs, so if it's just one or two people just talking or something that isn't really making a living. However, if it's someone who makes like web series and that, like for example, there's a channel called Geek and Sundry. I'll have a link in the description to that if you want to go and check it out. They basically do a bunch of web series, which I watch a few of them and I find them quite enjoyable. And if a subscription fee came in for that, whether it was $1 or $5 or anywhere in between, like a month to subscribe to that channel and watch their content, I would do it because personally I think they deserve it. And considering how much effort and content and time they pretty much put into making this, as well as the people they have to pay, like obviously behind the scenes, as well as the actors they get in for that, that's obviously an area that I think paying would work. And also this would probably drive some more web series to pop up, as well as maybe even some TV shows you might see come across for a payment model, and we could end up like growing YouTube in the sense that at the moment it's mostly just individuals or small teams making content. However, if this goes forward, we could end up with some more TV-like studios making content out there for a certain amount a month. Now, since there hasn't actually been too many details released at the moment, and some of it's just speculation, people have started to wonder what else you'd receive besides just the content from a certain channel. So there may be some other benefits offered, so similar to what Twitch TV does for subscribers. So I think they probably will implement a system like that, because it doesn't really seem just for paying content, considering it is the internet, it's not like a TV service. So they may have some features, giveaways, contests, something like that to do with the channel you're subscribed to. So I don't think you'll see too many individual channels doing this. For example, even if they're like a really big commentator, I don't really see them wanting to do this, because if they go and implement this on their channel, even if they're offered it, it would seem kind of silly for them, because they would know their audience range, and they would have a large chunk of their audience that was basically teenagers, and they may not have a job, and therefore they're unable to pay whatever $1 to $5 a month for their content. So obviously they're cutting out a lot of people. However, with subscriptions, if it does go into place, for example, if you're paying $5 a month for something, even if there was only 10,000 people subscribed to that channel, they would be getting a considerable amount of money. So I think it's kind of good in the sense that it's going to give us more power, because if the channel decides to make something different or stop a TV show that they're making or a web series or whatever it is that they're doing, if they change it or do something bad, they're going to have a large number of unsubscribes. So that'll basically impact badly on them, and they will lose money. So I feel that this will probably promote more people to probably interact with their fan base, as well as hopefully making better content, considering that they're actually being paid by the viewers. So if they do something wrong, then the viewers are just going to pull out. So just to finish off, I actually like the price. Between $1 and $5 actually sounds very reasonable, and like I said before, I don't really think you're going to go through and subscribe to a bunch of people. I think it'll just be a few channels that you deem to be worth it, or something that you actually want to keep watching on the internet. And I don't think we'll see too many individual based channels, or channels that don't actually make really good content, stuff that's easily done but is something original that they do, because if they go and do this, they'll be cutting their subscriber base in half, and it'll also be a gamble for them, because if they go and try and pull this off, there may be no coming back from that point, and they could pretty much, stuff up their income. Anyway, this brings me out of my commentary. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a like, and if you've got any comments on this, so whether it is like what would actually push you to pay $1 to $5 a month for a channel, like would it need to be good content, would it need to be a web series, or anything like that, put that down below. And if you want to join the gamerhood, just subscribe. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time.